Welcome to Automation of the Week. My name is Brian Hayes. Every Tuesday, we'll release another video showing you how to build out an automation with software to improve your business or your organization. This week, I'm going to show you how to connect Notion and Salesforce using Zapier. Now, these two tools, Salesforce and Notion, work really well together. Salesforce is a leading CRM and platform that's great for building out complex workflows and having a lot of control around security and automation. Notion is a very flexible productivity tool that can be used internally for wikis. You can create documents to collaborate with people outside your organization on, and you can even create workflows within Notion as well. Notion and Salesforce can work really well together within different companies, and Zapier can connect the two of them. So you can then push data from one system into the other and back again. So let me give you some use cases for why you might want to do this. One is for handoffs. Let's say, for example, in your company, not everybody has a Salesforce license. Perhaps at the end of your opportunity, when it's closed won, you need to then pass that project over to a different team in your company, like account management or maybe a design team, etc. Well, what we can do is when that opportunity is closed won in Salesforce, that can create a new page or a new database item in Notion, then giving access to that information and triggering off the rest of your workflow in Notion. This can work well on a marketing team as well, where perhaps you've got a lot of information, a lot of content that you need to write whenever you have a new campaign, but you want to make sure that the campaign records you have in Notion are syncing up with the campaign records you have in Salesforce, so you can track closed opportunities and leads within that database. With Zapier, we can push data either direction. Another use case for this is portals, actually. You can push specific account information into a page within Notion and then share that page with specific customers as long as they have a Notion account. Today, I'm going to show you how to create an automation where an opportunity is closed won and that automatically creates a page within Notion for another team to work on. Whenever I'm using Zapier to connect two different systems, I always like taking a look at the list of triggers and actions that Zapier has available for that software. So if we look here on Zapier's website for Notion, you can see under triggers, we just have new database item. So what that means is that a new database item in Notion can be the trigger to kick off our automation in Zapier. And then under actions, we have a number of other options here. We can create database items, we could create a page, we could even send an API request, and so on. Under Salesforce, we can look at the same sort of thing. Under triggers, we've got a few more options here. We can start this automation from an outbound message, a new record, an updated record, or an updated field on a record. And then under actions, we have a lot more options here, but essentially we can create records and update records within Salesforce from Zapier. So what we're going to do today is we'll say we want the trigger to be when an opportunity is updated. When that is closed won, we want that to kick off Zapier to then create a page within Notion. That'll be our action. To start building this, log into Zapier and click Create Zap. The first thing it's asking us for is our trigger. And in this case, we want our trigger to be Salesforce. So search for Salesforce, and then you can choose what the event is. So for us, I'm going to choose an updated field on a record. We're going to look at that stage field on the opportunity. You could also use an outbound message, and we have another video that shows you how to do that. Hit continue, and then you can choose your Salesforce account. If you haven't used Zapier with Salesforce before, this will just have you log into Salesforce and make that connection. Click continue. And now we can choose the specifics of our trigger. So for Salesforce object, I'm going to search for opportunity, select opportunity, and now we can choose a specific field. In this case, we want stage, and we want stage to equal closed won. If you're not sure about the text value of that particular stage, go ahead and double check in Salesforce to make sure that you spell it exactly right here. Then click continue. Then you can click test trigger to see if it finds an opportunity that met that criteria. And right here, you can see it says we found a record. So it worked successfully. And then here's the record that it's bringing back for testing. Jake's Woodshop Cleaning Supplies is the name of that opportunity. Hit continue. And now we can add our first action. This is where you want to choose Notion. Select the Notion app. And then what we're going to do this time is just create a page. We can get a little more sophisticated with it and create a database item if there's a workflow that we want to track within Notion, from this point on. But for now, we'll just choose create a page, hit continue, and then again, choose an account. Or if you haven't connected Notion to Zapier yet, this will have you log into Notion through Zapier and it'll make that connection for you. Then click Continue. And for this action, it's asking us where we should create that page. I've already created a page within Notion called Salesforce Notion Integration. I want all of our new pages to show up on this page, essentially sub-pages of this one. You can search for your page underneath the parent page option, and now we can add a title and content to that page once we create it. So for title, I could just type in something here, a new project, but we want this to be dynamic. And because we're getting this data from Salesforce, we have all of our fields from the opportunity available here in Zapier. So I can select the name of the opportunity, and I could add additional fields here if I would like. So let's say we also want to include the amount of the opportunity. You can see there's the amount right there. And we can mix text in between these dynamic fields as well. Put a couple spaces in there, put in a colon, and then a $ before our number, before our amount field. So this is going to create a page called Jake's Woodshop, cleaning supplies, colon, $, 150,000. And under content, we could add additional information here as well. Let's say we wanted to add the close date and time. We could add that. We could add the description of the opportunity, the owner ID, etc. Any of those field values that you might want to include. Lead source, word of mouth. If you're going to insert these additional fields in the content area, just make sure that you're adding a label in text so people know what it refers to. So I'm adding description here. Now this opportunity doesn't have any description, so that'll end up being blank, but at least we have the label for description. So if there is one, people understand what the context of that information is. Then hit continue and test action. Zapier says a page was just sent to Notion about a second ago. So if we come back to Notion, there it is. Jake's Woodshop, cleaning supplies, $150,000. Click into that, and under the content, we can see fields from Salesforce that were created. Once you're happy with testing your Zap, click Publish, and then you're good to go. Moving forward, as opportunities are closed won, they're going to create new pages within Notion underneath this specific parent page. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please click like and subscribe for more. I'll see you next Tuesday for Automation of the Week.